Welcome to the Mighty Trigon, the smallest surface in combat sports. This isn't your average combat sport. Only 3 sides, only 3 corners, 60 degrees each. 90% of our fights end in a knockout. And it all goes down inside the Mighty Trigon. This is Bare Knuckle Boxing.
Welcome to the Original Fighter's Voice. I'm your host, Don McGuire. Hey, brother, that was quite the intro. You know, I love the way the promotion.
I loved it, Don. I loved it. That was awesome.
You froze up on me a little bit, but you're back with me now, so that's a great
sir.
thing. You know, I'm transparent, so you and I talked. You know, last month you had one of the biggest fights on your walk. And a lot of us old gearheads in this industry, we don't feel you're a real world champion until you defend your title.
Absolutely.
After your fight at BYB 37 in Denver, Colorado, against the tremendous, untamable Jon Barnard, what was the sentiment once your arm was raised? How did you feel in your heart? What did that moment add to the walk?
I mean, I felt it all, man. The war from the war cry. I've never done that before. I jumped up on the ropes and screamed like that. Just the emotions, the pain I had to withstand from Jon. Jon put a lot of heavy shots on me in the early rounds, and I had to kind of weather the storm. And I knew that. I knew this was going to be a tough, durable guy in Jon Barnard. He brought the best out of me, man. And I needed a fight like that to see where I was at, to actually feel what bare knuckles really was. And I mean, Jon brought it. I mean, we both brought it out of each other, but that's what made me feel like a world champion, because that fight was everything to me. Like that kind of fight, the war, digging deep like that. That's everything I ever wanted in a bare knuckle fight. And to be a world champion, I feel like I needed that fight to really stand in my career. So right now, it's surreal. I still got my belt. I'm still here. Got a couple bumps and bruises, but I'm living in the moment, and I'm just really proud of myself. I'm proud of the people that supported me through camp, my team, and Jon Barnard. Shout out Jon Barnard for bringing the best out of me.
Yes, most definitely. I wanted to be with you, but I had some major issues, implications with my neck. But I was still there with you in spirit, brother.
You always are, my man. You always are. I love you, Don.
Look what I had. Denver, Colorado.
The BYB 37, baby.
Yeah.
The best show in BYB. Now BKB history.
Yes, and we're gonna touch on that in a moment. I got a couple comments I want to get out of here real quick. Paul Driscoll out of Canada, great. They call him Little Holmes. You've seen him on the show before. He says, "Hello, Don and Champion Harrison. Again, congratulations, and still."
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it, brother.
And before I jump to that one, there's a tremendous man that jumped in.
My man Joe. Joe.
Yeah, Joe, I want to tell you thank you. We appreciate the love, man, and what you guys are doing in Europe is phenomenal. I'm glad we're just one huge family, and I just want to see this thing just blow up and grow to the moon. And like Joe, he says, boom.
Boom, baby. Boom.
Yeah. And then a tremendous gentleman that makes their apparel and also is a photographer for BYB and BKB, the Fighting News, Mr. Steve Rothman, who was going to be on the show with us, but he had to make a trip to New York, so he's in New York for the weekend.
We'll get another one with Steve on it soon. We'll get another one with Steve.
Yeah. Harry, is there a better place in your house for Wi-Fi? Because the Wi-Fi is kind of freezing up on us just a little bit.
Hold on. Let me.
I apologize to the people listening, but I think a world champion deserves an honorable show. And since it's kind of freezing up on them, we'll try to make it a little bit better for you. You know, brother, if you can't, just keep it where it's at. We'll just make it work, brother, because was a tremendous opportunity just having you on.
Are we good on my part right here? We good,
Yeah,
right?
we're
Okay,
good
beautiful.
now. We're good
Beautiful.
now.
Beautiful.
And one more comment, an adaptive athlete, a wheelchair boxer, and I love him to death. Charles, the Professor Wilton, he says he's a big fan of BKB. And your opponent, Mr. Jon Barnard,
My
says,
man. My man.
he says, you're the real deal, man. Proud of you, Harry. That was the fight I needed to put me in my place. See,
Jon, you are one hell of a warrior. By far one of the toughest people I've ever fought in my life, brother. You brought the best out in me. I'm glad I could bring the best out in you. And it's all love, brother. I love you, man. That was a one fucking hell of a fight, man. I'm never gonna forget that fight in my life. That's one of those fights that really just sealed the deal for me.
yeah, and you know what? I want to take a step back before the fight because I want people to understand what is being correlated in this promotion between the fighters, whether you guys got to fight each other or not. You know, you came on my show right after my surgery because I keep my word,
Yes, sir.
and you were a gentleman and you were a true champion. And Jon watched the show, and then when Jon came on my show, you paid him a tremendous compliment. And then you
Absolutely.
guys went on to do a show, a podcast together. And I think that's the most beautiful thing that can happen in this industry because everybody always wants to make it sound like, you know, we're a bunch of heathens or this and that. But you and Jon Barnard showed the true beauty of what it is to have championship mentality and a championship walk. You know,
Absolutely.
well, it's a breath of fresh air in the industry because, you know, a lot of people over the pond do it, not so much here in the United States, but they're starting to. And I just want to say thank you guys because when you guys represent the promotion like that, it's such a tremendous aspect because it shows you truly love what you're doing. You know, brother, we talked about something too. We went through a name change. We
Yes,
went
sir.
from BYB to BKB.
Yep.
You will be the first and only transitional world champion.
From
And
BYB. Yeah.
yeah, how does that make you feel, brother, knowing that not only are you creating history and adding to your legacy, but nobody can ever walk now in the
I mean,
footsteps?
it's history. I mean, Gigliotti versus Bernard is going to go down as the last championship fight in BYB history, and that's like I said, it's surreal, man. I don't even know how to stomach it right now. It's just one of those things that you. To think last Saturday I was at war with Jon Barnard, and now I'm here, and it's just I don't know. It's I still am living in the moment. I was at my buddy's fight last night. They're fighting in Combat FC and MMA. And I had a lot of people, new fans coming up to me and just showing me a lot of love. And I didn't even know how many people really paid attention to Bare Knuckle. But now that we're kind of getting more well promoted, we're, me and Jon raised the bar. I think most people that are going to see what Bare Knuckle is, a lot of people are going to want to come in, and a lot of people are not going to want to now. They're going to be like, I'm not getting involved in that. Because it was one of those fights where you see the technicality, you see the strength, you see the weaknesses, and a lot of people can't overcome that. Me and Jon had to both withstand a lot of heavy shots. We both punished each other at times. I almost got my tooth knocked out in the first round, and it made me, it was messing with my head. When I sat down in the corner, I looked at my corner and I said, my tooth is gone. And they thought I said I'm done. But I was like, no, my tooth, it's gone. It's not there. But I couldn't feel it because my nerve, something was going on. He hit me so hard with the right hand. It woke me up. I was like, I can't get hit again or I'm going to lose my teeth. And so I just started trying to put things together and break them down. And next thing you know, we're in the clinch and we're just fucking killing each other. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Now we're at war. And it's one of those fights where, the hard grit, the beauty in the struggle, the beauty in the violence, we brought the best out in each other, man. That's why I love Jon so much. It's just one of those things that you can't really, amount to unless you've been there. And Jon brought that out of me, brought that real grit. So it just, I feel prepared for anybody right now because of Jon.
Oh, most definitely. And my hat's off to Jon Barnard. You two are both tremendous, and you eloquated the fight so profoundly. And I love it because the youth of the sport look up to you guys now, and they see how you're correlating, and it's a tremendous thing. I got a couple clips here, but my old ass is so blinded I forgot to number them. But hey, if I make a mistake, people, I'm entitled to because my show's a live show. I don't pre-record my stuff and then go back and clip it. So we're gonna see if we can take a look back at February 22nd. Wrong one. I told you I was going to make a mistake. Here we go.
Right hand as well. And this is a high impact fight. Good combination by.
And then
As strong as he is, a bit worn out, and he's finally forced to take a knee. Very uncomfortable guy. Might be something wrong with his eye socket. This is where you start to worry. He gets up, he's got in front of a line. This is where you start to worry that it's bone on bone. The referee's going to stop.
It is all over. Harry Gigliotti defends his BKB Super Lightweight World Championship.
You know,
Unreal.
I know those clips were short because, they segregated the fight on all social media platforms because they wanted just to dissect it, to show the people the skill, the talent, the capabilities of both fighters. But you can get the gist of what you did. When Stephen Blair from the WBC stopped the fight and Jon could no longer continue.
That was a good. I thought Jon was never going to give up, and honestly, I think we both had the same mindset that if there was no referee, we were going to fight till the death. I mean, there was no doubt about it. I thought it was a good stoppage only because I didn't like what I saw with his eyes. I honestly just tried going to his body a little bit more because I didn't. Like I said, you feel for each other when you're in there. You don't want to kill each other. But I saw his eye open up after the third round when I caught him off a jab. I believe he hit me with a shot and then I countered it back. And that's when I felt the blood leaking on my shoulder. I was like, okay, I got him open up now. But I didn't realize. I thought maybe an orbital break. It was a good stoppage in my eyes because I just didn't know what was going on with his eye. And like I said, at the end of the day, I want everyone to leave healthy. It's a fight. And, hopefully at the end of it, everybody's happy, healthy. And that's just one of those things that I was happy to see that Stephen was, ready to step in at that time.
Yeah, see, that's one thing I think a lot of people need to realize about, this promotion, our promotion, BYB, BKB, the transition, with the referees. You take, for example, Stephen Blair. He's been a ref he's been in the industry for almost 57 years, been with the WBC as a ref, one of the top refs in the country, if not the world. They put well-qualified individuals.
Absolutely.
In that trigon, and they're not gonna alleviate from that. They'll spend more money doing that, protecting their fighters, and it just impressed the crap out of me. I guess after we played that, got a lot of comments. Okay, there's Jon, but one of your family members, I believe,
Auntie Donna.
Yeah, it says that's my nephew. How did your family correlate with you, bro? Because I waited a couple of days, because generally I would usually call and congratulate you, but I waited a couple of days. How ecstatic was it for you and your whole family, knowing because you come from a boxing family, bro?
Right. I mean, my Auntie Donna definitely doesn't like it. She told me, but she's my biggest fan, and that's why I love my Auntie Donna. Always supports me, but it's one of those things. After that fight, she was like, "Can you just get out of this, please? Like you've had your fight," and it's like, I haven't yet, though. That just brought the best out of me. Now I got a little taste of what I want. Now, obviously, I want more. So I do it for my family, though. I do it for my cousin, Jeffrey. I made suicide awareness a big thing for this camp. I wanted to get my statement out about, awareness on mental health and mental health crisis, whether it's depression, anxiety, things. And, combat sport athletes go through it, too. We don't say it enough. But we go through camp and we feel, and we're humans, man. We feel it all. And there's those lonely miles where you're running or where you're in training camp and you're trying to stay away from your family. You're just trying to eat right and do everything you can possibly do to be the best you. And sometimes it gets lonely and it gets painful. And you just got to make sure you just stick around with your family and your loved ones, and make sure you call people that love you, because people do love you, and it hurts when you lose someone that you love.
Yeah, absolutely. And the referee that refed your fight, Mr. Stephen Blair, says it was an awesome video. And then Paul Driscoll says you had pinpoint accuracy combinations, short and sweet.
Yes,
but
sir.
A lot of people have brought that up about you, and I've noticed we've talked about it. You're not a one-punch fighter.
No, I'm a
You know?
I like to put combinations in volume. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I love about your style. And you know, everybody says you have the dramatic flair. The shimmy truly does add a lot
It
to
bring
Harrison
the
Hitman
character, the
Gigliotti. Yeah,
character,
it really
character.
does, bro. And then he said that was perfect, and he said great referee right there. And you know
Yeah.
that's but we all know that he is. You know, I would hate to say that I've been in this industry for almost 57 years. I know what I feel like, and it hurts. But
Right.
Charles said, "You just made me just smile." And
Thank you.
Paul Driscoll said, "You're real." And Nick Peralta said, "Let's go, champ."
That's my coach, yo.
I
Nikki,
know.
baby. Ha ha. That's my guy. That's my
And
guy.
then
I'm back in the gym this week. I did some light sparring today at my buddy's gym, Jake Pilla's gym. I did a little boxing and clinch work, and I showed a couple of the kids in the youth that you know what bare knuckle is a little bit. Obviously with the turtlebacks on, but they were asking me a ton of questions and stuff. It was just really cool to be around the youth and talking to them about what I'm doing and my movement, especially with mental health and stuff. So that was
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And what's really cool is referee Stephen Blais says, "Totally love the suicide awareness. I lost a grandson and a couple of other family members, and you know, it still haunts him to this day. It still tears him up. You know, I can only imagine. You know, I lost my little sister that way, but I wasn't very close with her. But I can only imagine. You know, when you truly are close and love somebody. You know, even
It's
though I wasn't close
heartbreaking.
to my, yeah, it tore me in two. You know, and it was just like she laughed at you.
My auntie done it.
Yeah. And then Jason Williams says, "Congratulations, champ! Another great and deserved win." You know, it
Thank
truly
you very
was.
much, Jason.
But I want to ask you a question because I don't think I've ever asked anybody this question because you can become a world champion, and we already talked about this in the early part of the show.
Right.
A lot of people over multiple generations in the sport, they say you're really not a world champion
Right.
until you defend that title. Is that the mindset of Harrison Gigliotti? And if so, what are your thoughts, your premises moving forward?
You know, the craziest thing about that is my cousin Jeffrey, before I lost him, told me that when I was like 14 years old and in the gym, he dropped me with a body shot. And he said, one day I was like, you're a champion, Jeff. And he said, one day you're going to be a champion. And I always had that stick with me, that mindset that I was going to do it for him, especially after I lost him. And he was the first person that told me, you're not a true champion until you defend your world title or defend your title as is. You know what I mean? Even if it's a regional title. And you know, that's one of those things. I didn't want an easy opponent. I called for Jon, or I called for Harvey Dawsett. Dawsett kind of beat around the bush. Jon was right on it. And that was one of those fights that we needed to make. And you know, no one wanted to really jump up and no one wanted to commit. So Jon was the first one that was on it. And he brought the best out of me. I mean, there's no doubt. I haven't been hit like that. I haven't seen the technicality like that in bare knuckle, and it just brought a different level out of me, and it showed where I belong in the sport. So, you know, I hope he bounces back. I hope he goes down in weight. I think he kills everybody at 135. I don't see him really having an issue with Tenori or even maybe Jared Grant. That'd be a hell of a fight too. I feel good though at 140. I might go to 135. I don't know. I want to be a multi-champ too. You know what I mean? I want to start testing my level. I got Callum Skane that's coming down for me. I know he wants to fight me, so you know, we can meet at 140, or you know, he wants me to go to 147, but he fights at 154. I'm not going to let him weight bully me, especially when I'm walking around at 145. I barely even weight bully. On fight night I was 148, so it's like I can't even really overgain. You know what I mean? I kind of fight at my weight. I cut 8 pounds. You know what I mean? And then I get maybe back to 150. And then you shit on fight day, piss. So I'm probably like 147 on fight night. I'm barely weight bullying. You know what I mean? So it's normally, I feel good at 140. I don't have to kill myself. 135 would be nice though, because then if you get back to 150, 148, now I can kind of weight bully. Now I'm putting pressure on you. I can lean on you, and you know, it makes for a great fight, and it makes your opponent, you know, kind of suffer and suffocate. So you know, in a sink or swim round, I always know I can swim, and I got great cardio for that. So 135 is kind of the ideal next weight for me if we're going to make that jump.
Yeah, the thing about the 135, it's a pretty stacked division, but now that you've defended your belt, I don't know how, Mel Valenzuela or Greg Bloom sees it, but generally when you get to where you're at after you defended it, you can pretty much call your shot, pick your opponent.
Yeah.
My question for you is, if they did, give you that leeway,
yeah,
do you pick the United States? Do you pick the United Kingdom?
Oh man, I love the United Kingdom, man. I really do. I would love to go back there. I don't know. I went over there and fought an Irishman. If the Welshman wants to come fight me over in my country, that would be cool. I see Carlos Guerra, rising in the ranks, and he just came off 2 big knockout wins, back to back, pretty quick. So I mean, I'll give him his shot. I mean, he deserves it. I mean, anybody that comes up in the ranks deserves a shot at the title. So, like I said, I'm not trying to beat around the bush. Anybody that climbs the ranks deserves to fight me, and I'm going to be ready for it. So, like I said, Callum wants to come down. I guess he's on my rankings. Let's come see me then. Come see me. We can make that happen. And Carlos Guerra too, John Jones, any of those guys that want to fight me. Harvey said he wanted to fight. He messaged me recently. He said he wanted to fight me, but it's like, we gave you your chance. I think he was ahead of John in the rankings at one point. And it's like, we gave you your chance. John wanted to do it. You said no. He kind of beat around the bush. He left my brother on scene. My brother is my manager. He contacted Harvey, and Harvey just left him on scene. So it's like, if you want to fight me, we can make it happen. I'm ready to sign a contract. You know what I mean? And I'll do it for early July because I'm already healing up. My hands feel fine. Like I said, I was back in the gym today. So I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to go. And, this is my moment to really show out. I just defended my title, and I want to defend it again soon.
Amen. And, Nick Peralta is going to jump in, and I love his sentiment. The UK or Dubai.
Yeah, baby. I love Dubai. I would love to fight in Dubai.
Well, and Jason Williams jumps in and says Wales.
We could do. That's where his hometown is, though. I don't know. I already came to the UK to fight the Irishman over in the UK. I'll tell you what, the time zone didn't mess me up, though. Maybe my sleep schedule was a little bit off, but I was adjusting really quick. The only thing that was really killing me was I had pneumonia. I was sick as a dog. So that was killing me, and my immune system was weak, and I couldn't do much. Like, even when we went on a light mile run, and I think we're at sea level, I was huffing and puffing worse than I was working in elevation recently. You know what I mean? So that was scary. My lungs were flooding with drowning with mucus, and I just was sick as a dog. So if I go out there again, I want to make sure I'm healthy.
Yeah, you got to be healthy, bro. Yeah, you got to be healthy. But the thing of it is, over there, them guys, I don't know how they do it. They could fight today and then fight 3 days from now. I just don't get it.
They're born to fight. They're born to fight. Us Boston boys are too. Like I said, I was in the gym today doing light sparring with all the young youth guys, a couple of the amateurs coming up, and I was going tit for tat. We weren't over killing each other. We had the turtlebacks on though, but we were working, we were flowing, and we were hitting a little bit. So I don't really. I live for it. I live for the fight. It's who I am.
Most definitely.
It's always been that way.
Yes, most definitely. We're going to talk some more with Harrison Gigliotti about him and his fight with Jon Barnard in Denver when we come right back.
Welcome to the Mighty Trigon, the smallest surface in combat sports. This isn't your average combat sport. Only 3 sides, only 3 corners, 60 degrees each. 90% of our fights end in a knockout. And it all goes down inside the Mighty Trigon. This is Bare Knuckle Boxing.
And I
So
feel like
sick.
I'm
That,
more. Yeah, it
oh
is, right?
shit. That
I
new
feel like I'm
intro is
more.
dope.
Yeah, I feel like I'm orchestrating a damn movie, man. I feel like, some heavyweight champion or Rocky or somebody's gonna come busting out of the damn screen. They did such a tremendous job on the new intro on the
Beautiful.
commercial. Yeah, I don't know who did it, but whoever created that, phenomenal.
Hey, and
Absolutely.
I'm glad I could be a part of it. I'm finally in the intro videos. I was wondering when I was gonna finally get my spot in one, so that was cool. I'm so hyped,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome. Whoever did that, congrats on that, man. That kudos, big kudos. That's awesome. That was the sickest
Well,
intro ever.
yeah, and see, that's one thing I love, man, is the teamwork. Because teamwork, like Mike always says, and I've known my whole life, but teamwork makes dream work. But it
Yes, sir.
seems like when the company correlated together and we took over the original aspect over the pond
Yeah,
and we became one, and now that we've rebranded as bare knuckle boxing, it just seems like everything is just going the right trajectory. Everything is just on point.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
well, it's beautiful when you got tremendous teams on multiple sides of the world putting in the effort, putting in the work to help each other grow. And it's showing. It's showing now. And like you talk about the intro, seeing yourself on the intro, you
Yeah,
know as well as I do, it's hard to get on the intros, in
yeah,
these promotions. But I think I think they make a relevant point because you got to prove who you are before
absolutely.
they put you on a pedestal, and you did that against Jon Barnard. The reason I played two short clips is because you both are championship quality. You both are tremendous fighters, and I don't want to belittle and show the whole fight and make John feel like he was
Of
inadequate,
course
because
not. Of course
that's not
not.
the purpose. That's why I put just two quick little reminders so people can get a taste of what happened. Another thing that happened this fight that you're just racking them up right now, brother. The promotion, we made our move to Vice Television, and you went
Yes, sir. We
worldwide on
made
Vice TV.
made history on prime time, baby. Made history on prime time. It's awesome. I mean, that
You
was
know,
worldwide. Worldwide. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, so when you take everything that's happened since the 22nd of last month,
Yeah.
and if you were to put it on a piece of paper and write it down, or just sit back for half an hour and just think about everything that occurred, and how it sits in your heart,
Right.
what has it added to the path of the hitman?
I mean, it's safe to say since the Denver fight in BYB 22 to now, this whole promotion has exploded, and I've been a part of that. You know what I mean? From the Mark the Shark to Nori fight to this, I don't know what it is about Denver, but Denver brings the best out in the fighters. I mean, it's just hands down from that show to now. I honestly, I that was a hell of a banger. But me and John showed that there's real technicality in bare knuckle fighting. Like that was one of the more tech. Watching it back, it was one of the more technical slug matches, boxer puncher matchup, and you don't see it a lot in bare knuckle. It's evolving. You can see that now. You know what I mean? And that's what BYB 37 showed everybody that night. A lot of people were saying, it was a good show up until the main event. Well, guess what? Me and John were the main event. We showed everybody what bare knuckle was, and that's all that
Oh
matters
yeah.
to me. You know what I mean?
And one thing I like about your style, because you came from a boxing family, predominantly a boxing base, and you really are a boxer, but
Yes,
you're
sir.
one of the first people in bare knuckle that I've actually seen throw a true hook, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I get
And
that a lot. Yeah.
well, it happened in the Bernard fight in the first round, and it stumbled. And I went, holy crap, that's the first true
I, I
hook.
I wanted to touch his body like that old Mickey Ward shoot the right hand, and then I
Yeah.
touched his other side with the liver shot, and it wasn't even to hurt him. It's the punch he didn't see when I was coming back up. That's what I wanted. I wanted to bring his hands down, and it just was picture perfect. I saw his hands slightly drop. He kind of level changed to me, and that's where I kind of timed him on it. Um, and it was just picture perfect. I thought I was going to get him right there. Then I see the little crazy bastard turn around, throw a thumbs up. I'm like, oh, motherfucker, here we go. It was just, dude.
It was like
Watching
game
that
on,
fight,
huh?
watching that fight back gives me anxiety. I'm like, my coach, because my coach obviously is trying to keep me easy in the back room, but I even said it. This is going to be a tough fight, man. I even kept saying it, and I wanted to believe it was just going to be me boxing him, and I was like, it's going to be tough. I know it, and everyone's like, you're going to be the dominant fighter tonight. I'm like, it's going to be back and forth. I just know it. And I was like, yeah, right. I was convincing myself, yeah, this is going to be cakewalk. But I knew in my head, I'm like, it's not going to be a cake, but we're going to go at it. And I knew it. And that's why I love a fight like that, though. It's just, you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? And expect the unexpected. And it's one of those things where it's just a clash of titans. Two elite fighters just trying to, outwit each other and punish each other when we could. And it was just awesome. It was picture perfect, everything I wanted it to be. And obviously, having the win was great, but Jon should be proud of himself because we made that happen. We made that fight happen. We put the promotion on a different pedestal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jon has the heart of 10 men. That Jon has nothing to be ashamed about. Most people would have given up halfway through the first round.
Back.
And I love what his corner did with him. Said you can't go out like this, Jon. You got the people of Hawaii.
Give him that energy back. Yeah. The momentum shift.
That was so beautiful, bro. And I love that part about it. And Jason Williams says, Liam Rocky Reese trainer here. So he's Liam.
I know who Jason. I know who Jason is. I know who he is. He tunes in all the time. Hey. That fight in UK was one of my favorites too. And that was a banger of a fucking fight. Liam and Scott both went at it. That was so sick.
I just love the UK fighters, man. But I've been in bare knuckle in the UK longer than it's been here in the States. Most people don't even know here in the States, I started with the Bare Knuckle Fighting Federation with Boss Rutan. And then Feldman had offered me a job. And then I got an opportunity with Mike. And I pretty much have been Mike. So I plan on retiring from BYB. They're going to have to fire me or kick me out the door or bury me and not, pull a freaking Jimmy Hoff on me or something. But
take the man out. Yeah.
But Jason also says, and I'm going to let you answer this because you're a fighter in the promotion. And I think he says, clever move changing the name back. Certainly what the fighters love and the fans.
Another thing that's a good point I want to actually point out, not to cut you off, sorry about that, but when I was in the UK, when you say BYB, they don't know what it is, and then when you go, I'm fighting bare knuckle, they go, oh, BKB. So the trademark is even more universal. You know what I mean? Everybody knows what BKB is. When you see BYB, you got to go into this whole explanation. I think this right now was the greatest move we could make promotion wise. It's going to sell the promo every time because BKB. And it's shorter than BKFC, which BKFC is long. People are going to look more into the BKB because it's bare knuckle boxing. So I feel like that almost kind of plays chess with BKFC a little bit, just with the trademark and the promo.
Yeah. Charles, the Professor Wilton says BKB is a knockout sport. My system of wheelchair boxing, we lock down our chairs and just bang. The hardest disabled sport in the world. You know what? I dig that.
Oh, that's badass.
That would be dope if Mike would bring that to BYB, not as a just as a one night or one off type of aspect.
Yeah.
Bring in a couple adaptive wheelchair fighters to fight bare knuckle, and just let them.
I think we should give all different people you can't just mistreat people because they're paraplegic. We got to give people opportunity, and I'm glad that you're seeing that more lately now with boxing, especially with people that are handicapped. They're giving them opportunity to do wheelchair boxing and things like that. I think that's a great idea. I think that we need to start allowing people to fight more. You know what I mean? That's what we got to do.
Well, hey, Mike
give people opportunity.
Mike Vasquez, he says he's up for it. He's already a boxer, a wheelchair boxer. If they put them together and lock into
let's get this man a bare knuckle fight. Yeah, let's put him in.
That would
that'd be dope. That'd be dope as hell.
Brother, you've always been the hitman to me, but
thank you, Don.
You're gonna always be Harrison in my heart, and I remember the first time I met you. It changed my life, like I told you, and a lot of the young fighters that came into this
Thank you,
promotion.
Don.
But
Thank
for
you.
me to sit here now, a few years later and see the accomplishments and the trajectory and the path that you took, I couldn't be more proud of you. A lot of people that come into the MMA world, they
Yeah.
think they got to come in here, they got to talk crap, they got to start shit, and to make a name for themselves. But you're living proof. And BYB or BKB, I got to get used to this now because I even got to
Yeah.
shake my back.
Yeah.
But
We got to get back to it. We're going back to the old
yeah,
roots.
yeah. But you guys, but what I love about BKB is the fights they're 50-50.
Right.
So you're going to get a better aspect when you look at mixed martial arts, man. I'm sorry, I don't watch really MMA anymore. When you shoot over 3,000 fights and you spend 40 years of your life, and it's like I tell everybody, I was a bare knuckle fan, but I didn't really become so enthralled with it until Tenori Irwin won, and then if
Such a
if
banger. Such a banger of a
well,
fight, man.
well, bro, if you were in that
That was sick.
arena, if you weren't a bare
Oh,
knuckle fan or even a
God,
half,
dude.
you left a bare knuckle fanatic, bro,
Dude,
because
I had people that have never seen that before, and they were just like, wow. And first off, dude, the blood spitting out of Mark's air, the hematoma, it was just, that was beautiful violence. That was art. They painted the ring that night. I mean, it was just, oh, man. That was one of the greatest fights in the history I've ever seen. Like, I'm not even kidding. And in person, I was glad to see it too. And people at home were like, yeah, it was sick on TV. I'm like, you have no idea in person what the hearing every clack, the bone to bone, both of them just even Tenori getting up like Tyson Fury, fucking doesn't even know where he is. He's pretty much out cold, gets up, he looks at the ref at the 9 count, and it's just like, I'm ready to go again. And they just, oh man, dude. Banger of
that
a
was
fight. One of the best I've ever seen.
yeah, that was the Matrix moment in that fight when Irwin hit him and he just fell flat on his back and then he
He
just straight
laid there.
jumped up.
He
Yeah,
laid there.
you know, it was insane.
Oh,
I'm gonna play just that one clip again because I mean, no disrespect to John Barnard, but I want people to see just a little bit of you know what happened in the fight. Because I don't want to belittle him, but I also want to share. It's the same clip that I played earlier, but I just want to give people a taste of what happened in Denver last month.
for sure.
Right-handed as well. This is a high impact fight. Oh goodness. Good combination by Gigliotti.
And then here's the second one, because I just don't like demeaning fighters, brother. I just
As
don't.
mentally strong as he is, a bit worn out, and he's finally forced to take a knee. Very uncomfortable guy. He might be something wrong with his eye socket. This is where you start to worry. He gets up, he's right in front of the line. This is where you start to worry that it's bone on bone. The referee's going to stop.
It is all over. Harry Gigliotti defends his BKB Super Lightweight World Championship.
I just realized something. How did it feel when you went back and looked at that replay and realized that one of the greatest commentators in combat sports, my brother and your brother, Mr. Michael Goldberg,
Yes, sir.
he was just livid, bro. You could hear the
Dude,
enthusiasm.
we hung out for like 4 hours after back at the hotel. We drank a couple beers. We were just shooting the shit. And Mike's one of the most down to earth, humble guys. He's a friend of mine, like a real friend, like a real friend. When I see him, I'm like, Mikey, and he's the hitman. And then when he'll see my brother Dougie, it's just like I feel at home when I see everybody in the production team, the fight game. But obviously going into it, you got all those nerves, so you can't really enjoy it until after. So it's just the sweet taste of victory, man. That's what got me through all of it. Just wanting to win. You know what I mean? That eager. And you can hear it in the war cry. I've never done that in a fight, jumped up and let it all out, but that adrenaline and emotion and having to withstand so much pain in that fight. I mean, John just wouldn't get off me. So it was like, holy shit, man. When I finally could put him away like that, I was like, well, you know, it's over. This is over. I can put this past me now. And it weighed on me all camp. I was like, this is going to be a tough fight. And it was one of the toughest I've ever had. It was the toughest I've ever had.
Yeah, well, let's go there for a moment because you and I already talked that, in your previous fights and outings, when you've had that type of ability, in the
Yeah.
first and second round, you usually put somebody out. But what did it feel like when you finally realized, hey, no matter what I do, John's
I
not going down. John's staying in my face. He's not
I hit
backing up.
him with everything in the kitchen sink. I hit him with everything in the kitchen sink, and he was, let's go. And I'm like, you motherfucker, here we go. Here we go. Then I knew it. I was like, all right, you want more? Let's go. And then we were just, dude, it was the clash of titans, dude. Just two elite fighters. It was just beautiful violence. Real
Now,
beautiful
now,
violence.
now, can I ask you a question? Because it seemed like from the initial bell as the
Yeah.
fight went on, even though you were connecting, it seemed
Yeah.
like the more his corner pumped him up, the stronger John got.
It's
Up
just
until the body shot.
he had no quitting him. There was no I wasn't breaking his physical. I wasn't breaking his mental. So I had to technically kind of break his face. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I had to actually break his face open to make the ref go, okay, enough. And I was just glad it wasn't me, to be honest with you. I think we could both agree on that. If it was vice versa, that's what we
Yeah.
were trying to do. We were in the moment. We were just trying to kill each other, and not literally, but you know what I mean. Just
Oh
get
yeah.
each other out of there. And we both had our moments. I mean, there was so many different points where I caught the flash and was like, "Do I really want to be here right now? Do I really want to be here right now?" Fuck yeah, I do. I want to be here right now. This is my moment. And it's just
Yeah.
like I know I can see it in both of our eyes that it was just it was too it was just it was a clash. There was so much
Yeah.
animosity in the moment, but it wasn't really animosity. You know what I mean? It was just competition, but it wasn't friendly. It was all fire and war, and it's beautiful, man. It really is.
Just true
And at
grit.
the end
True
of it,
grit.
true grit. I can't even. It's one of those things that you're going to talk about for years one day when bare knuckle really starts to expand. And this is the moment where it is. You know, you think BYB 37. Now we're going BKB now, BKB 38. Now we're back and we're creating that flow again of bare knuckle, true bare knuckle. And it's just, wow, there's just so much going to happen. And
Yeah.
it's just, I can see it all, happening right now. I manifested it. So it was like, I put this in my mind and then I created it and brought it to life. And it's just everything I've ever wanted. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just want to know, I want people to know my story, and I want the youth to know that, you're going to struggle, but achieve your dreams and keep growing, because you'll get it. If you keep believing and keep working and dedicating your time and your craft, you'll figure it out. You'll find it. And it's
Yeah.
just one
Well,
of those things, man.
I love the way you said that because I had to live that for 41 years. I came up in this industry not knowing crap, and
Yeah,
since 2022, well, about 20, yeah, because I had to be retired for a couple of years, but since 2022, my life, it took it's a 20, yeah, about 2021, my life took a crap, but then the sport shined a light on me, and some of
yeah,
the great aspects of my walk came to existence. And I'm not one for that. I'm not one that, because I've always been here for the fighter. I've
yes, sir.
always been here to give back to the sport that took care of me, that put food on my table.
Right.
And now it's like I look back and it's like I feel like I made a pertinent, path in this industry, and I've grown, and I'm still growing, but people, I get the warrior mentality, even though I haven't fought, multiple times like you and everything.
No, but you understand it. You're in,
Yeah.
you have that mindset. You understand the beauty and the struggle and the fight and all that. And you've seen it enough where you understand, the both sides to it, the winning side, the losing side. Um, it's just it's powerful. Fighting is powerful.
Yeah, it really is. But I mean, I was an actual practitioner, and I was an actual boxer. But I'm
Yeah, you
talking about,
you boxed in the amateurs, didn't you?
yeah, and I had one pro fight, but I'm talking about the 255 surgeries that I've had to overcome.
I Yes,
You
sir.
know, it it teaches me, but a lot of people when I do shows like this, they'll jump in my inbox and they could be a friend or a stranger,
Right.
and they tear me apart because they're like, dude, why are you doing a show if you just had this done? Well, see, my grandfather, and I'm sure your grandfather, has taught us all a valuable lesson. You can lay down and you can stay down, or you can get up and I can come and do a show like this and
Yeah.
forget about that pain for that 30, 45 minutes or that hour. It gives me an opportunity to take myself and most people would sit in there, but if I could get an opportunity to get up and make my day better and give you an opportunity to share with the world what you're creating, what your path is, and what you're
Hmm.
bringing to the tremendous world of BKB and bare knuckle boxing, that's what I love. That's what keeps me alive. Everybody seems to think it's just this sheer willpower of trying to stay alive. No, there's things on our walk. I wouldn't have been in this industry for almost, well, going on 42 years next December, but I wouldn't have been here if I didn't love it. If I
Right.
didn't love the fighters, everybody about it. But see, the problem with that is like, it comes to an end.
Mm.
And but I want to end my walk with BKB. I want to end my walk interviewing the
Yeah.
fighters because your stories will be here and I'll share them till the day I die. I'm just blessed that you guys come on my show each and every time and give me the opportunity to allow you to speak in your own words and share your sentiments and not the
Yes,
sentiments
sir.
of another show or somebody else's thoughts that they put to a picture of you. You truly deserve each and every opportunity that you've gotten in this promotion. I'm proud of I call the five of you, and you know who I'm talking about. You guys
Oh
came
yeah.
into this promotion and you guys have created havoc and you continue to strive to be the best, and all of you are becoming world champions now, and it's
Yes,
just a
sir.
beautiful thing for me to watch. So thank you for allowing me to play a pertinent part on your walk and in the role of the hitman, because what you're doing is changing the game. All of you, all five of you are just game changers in this industry, and you're creating a profound platform for BKB, and I just love it. Jason Williams, he says, I boxed for 20 years myself, professional and amateur.
Amateur.
BKB just has taken over for me. There is nothing quite like it. The
There's
Welsh
nothing
crowd
like it.
love it. He says the Welsh crowds love it, and it's just an amazing atmosphere. You know, I have to agree with you. And my brother Jimmy Finn, who lives in Ireland, him and Barbara Buttrick and Diane Fisher used to create a lot of opportunities for women fighters in the beginning of boxing. Back in
Right.
the day, I was inducted with Jimmy Finn. I was also inducted with Irish Mickey Ward, one of your predecessors.
Yeah, baby. Yes, sir.
But
One of my greatest.
yeah, but it's a beautiful thing because there is no ego. There is no I'm better than you. I just love what bare knuckle has brought to the sport. And my friend, you're leading the way, and you truly are
Thank you.
a champion with class.
It's it's a great poem by Lord Tennyson. To strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. That's one thing that I always keep in my mind. Keep moving forward.
The thing I love about you is not only just your dedication to, your grandpa and aspects of your family,
Yes,
but
sir.
I truly see how you respect, appreciate, and dedicate a lot of things to a lot of people on your walk.
Absolutely.
So my friend, I am just honored to death to call you my
Thank you
brother.
so much, Don. Thank you,
You
my
know,
brother. I
be,
appreciate
be-
you.
before I let you go, if you had to open up a book, because there's so
Yeah.
many things that added to your legacy since your fight last month, and
Yes, sir.
there's so many things that are going on in your life. If you had to open up the book, because we've already done the first and second chapter of Harrison Gigliotti, but if we
Oh
open it
yeah.
up, the third chapter, and you had to put down a thought, paragraph, or just whatever was in your heart, what would that statement be, my brother?
To just reach for the stars, man. Achieve everything. Like I said, keep your mind open, manifest, show love to the people that support you, that give you a platform, that almost, produce you. It takes, my coach Nick taught me this one. This is one of my favorites. I always say it. It takes a village to raise a kid. It takes a community. You need your people around you, and you're gonna have a lot of yes men. You can't always keep them around you because they're just gonna blow smoke up your ass. You need people that are gonna tell you what it is when it gets real. When you gotta dig deep, you gotta dig deeper. That's just how it is. I've learned that you gotta be to get comfortable. You have to be uncomfortable, and as soon as you're uncomfortable, you gotta try and get comfortable again, and then you gotta get uncomfortable again. You're never gonna be comfortable in life. You gotta keep striving.
Yeah, amen. I live that, brother, and I couldn't appreciate that. That was so well said. You know, I am just, like I said, I am just blessed. And
Thank you,
I
Don.
think I just can't wait for your next fight, bro. I already know, it's going to be crazy. But Paul Driscoll says, Stephen, very compassionate, professionalism, well done. And I think he's talking to Stephen Blea.
Yeah.
But Steven was a hell of a ref in your fight. One thing I do like about him is he gets up in the mix. He's not going to stand back and but he's on it, and that's what they really
He allows you to work. He allows you to work,
Yeah.
and if he sees no action, then he's gonna break it up, get the center ring, and we're gonna get right back to it. I like that. He's very quick with it.
Yeah, he really is. And I even gave him bad time. I said, bro, you almost got popped a couple times. But you know what? Referees always almost get popped every fight.
It's true. They got a dangerous job too. They're in the mix.
Yeah, they got the third hardest job because there's two fighters. Nate Wren, a tremendous gentleman in my life. He works for Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and a lot of people. He says Don McGuire is the Iron Man of combat sports. He's been through everything you can think of, and he keeps going. He's got more Hall of Fame rings than people have fingers. Well, bro, why you got to say that all by show and embarrass me? I mean, it is true. And I fell in love with Nate about 7 years ago. He already had the talent. I just taught him not to make the mistakes that I did, and I showed him a lot of shortcuts, how to work a room. And at 34 years of age, Nate is now a 4-time Hall of Famer. And
Let's
so,
go,
Nate,
baby.
I'm so proud of you. And if you don't surpass me, I'm going to come from the grave and kick your ass, bro. I will, because, at 34, he's already a 4-time Hall of Famer. If he doesn't beat me at 62, then I don't know what I could do to help him, brother.
He's climbing. He's climbing. He's climbing. Hey, I hope I get my Hall of Fame ring soon too. I'm working for it, man. I really am. So
I'm gonna get to this one comment right now. Our brother said, Tommy Turner
says, baby.
Fuck the haters and the naysayers, brother. They couldn't carry our nutsacks. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you're doing, and congrats to my dude Harry. Love you, Tommy.
I love you, Tommy. Love you, Tommy Turner, but that's my boy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. How many shows do you actually know that the fighters all come on to correlate with each other?
Congratulate each other and tune in and be there for each other. Everybody has a story. You should listen. You know what I mean? Some people have a lot of struggle, and all you see is the fighter. A lot of these fans only they see the fighter. You should hear the stories. The stories are great. You know what I mean? You want to know the character.
Well, at least have a freaking fight IQ if you're going to do a damn show,
Fact.
The Professor Charles Wilton. See, and I love this comment because I could speak for both of us. He says, Don is the hardest mofo. I know you are a warrior no matter what people say, but so are you, brother. See, the beautiful thing about us, we're not handicapped. We're handy-capable. That's what I said in my National Boxing Hall of Fame speech. I said, if I don't feel sorry for myself, why should you feel sorry for me? I said, I'm not handicapped. I'm handy-capable. Oh, and we lost the hitman. Don't know what happened there. We'll see if we can get him back. If not, thank you, Don. I really appreciate it. I just love Harrison, and I think we got him back right now, or he's trying to come back. Are you in there, Harry? Well, I think he'll come back. I'll give him an opportunity to come back. We were just about ready to wrap up anyway. I want to thank Mike Vasquez, Greg Bloom, and all of the BYB staff, for giving me the opportunities. I want to thank Harry, for always coming on my show, and all the fighters asking to come on the show and showing appreciation and love. They're just, I love these kids, man. They're a breath of fresh air for the sport. And, they're doing a lot over here. They were doing a lot over here for BYB, but now that we changed the name, it's a tremendous opportunity. What do we got here from Stephen Blair? We're going to wait and see if we can get Harrison back on here. If we can't, then we're going to go ahead and wrap things. He says, once you put on the gloves, you will always, yeah, we got Harry back. All right. I think.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
All right.
Stephen Blair says, once you put on the gloves, you will always be a fighter. The mentality will always challenge you every part of your life. Champ, I need an autograph of you, and I am from the fight. You belong with my group of champs I was blessed to work with. BYB's is history, and this fight went down in history as one badass fight. May God bless you on your next adventure. Basically, he's saying it's probably one of the most badass fights he's ever worked.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. That's a big statement from him because he's seen over hundreds, maybe 500 probably fights plus, right?
Oh, more
maybe
than that.
more than that, a couple thousand.
Yeah, well, because he's been in the industry for almost 57 years, bro. And if I've been here.
Wow, that's a long time.
41st year, and I've done over 3,000 fights. So
wow.
Yeah. And then
you guys have been doing this for longer than me. Let's put it like that.
But we're ensuring the future keeps coming, bro.
Yeah.
Donna Fraza says, awesome, Harrison. And then Nate Wren says, thank you for making my day, the Hitman. I call you your nickname because I can't pronounce your name directly if my life depended on it. Oh, he's talking about Gigliotti. Oh, did I lose you? I can't hear you, bro. Just take your headphones off. We're wrapping up anyway, bro. So I can hear you now. For a second, I could. I can hear you moving, but I can't.
Hold on.
There you are. I can.
There we go. All right, there we go.
But brother, there's so many comments on here. I apologize to everybody. I'm not going to be able to get all of these, but brother, if you want to give a shout out to your sponsors, friends, or family, or anything before we get out of here, all I can say is, man, I'm excited. I can't wait. Whether it be Dubai, over the pond, Costa Rica, guy, we're going everywhere. We've been.
I'd love to see Costa Rica. That would be lit. Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, we just keep blowing up. Who knows what this year and next year has? All I know is it's not going to stop. But brother, the floor is yours. Anything you want to say to your fans, sponsors, family before we get out of here, brother?
Yeah. I love you guys. I love everybody. I love all my supporters. I love my fans. I love my friends. I love my family. My biggest supporters. Everybody in Haverhill and everybody in Lawrence. My coach, Nick Peralta, everybody at Lawtown, all my sponsors, ACB Recycling, Canosa Chiropractic Offices, Morrison HVAC, Morocco Group with a Goat City Transportation, First Class Appeal, Alfresca's Restaurante. My cousin owns that restaurant, Mark. Beautiful Italian food north of Boston. Awesome dishes. Everybody, man. Everybody that supports the Hitman. That's who I love.
Yeah, man. All I know, brother, is keep doing the promotion well. Take care of yourself and give your family a hug from me, from the original.
I will, Don.
You. I love you, my dog.
I love you, my brother.
All right. God bless you. You take care.
God bless you, my man. Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh man, I love having the Hitman on the show. I didn't know it was going to be this long, but you know what? This man is just he's doing tremendous things in this promotion. He's going to be a champion for a long time. But what I love more is his attitude, perseverance, and respect for other fighters. With that being said, have a good day and God bless.